and welcome to another Live with Friends Like Us. I'm Marina Franklin, and this is
I'm Evelyn Frick.
Yay! Woohoo! I'm always like editing this afterwards, and I'm like, oh, the first moment is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
Sometimes I edit it, and sometimes I'm like, just leave it.
Yeah. It's authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah.
So, Evelyn, what's going on with you? What's up?
Um, yeah, I mean today it's just been like very chill. I was gonna go to the farmer's market again with my girlfriend, but we just decided to stay in.
Why?
Going to a housewarming, like kind of small thing tonight with friends, although it starts at 9 o'clock. So I will be probably very sleepy. But yeah, so very chill day. Had kind of something exciting happen this week, but I can't really talk about it yet. But I'll tell you later. um,
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was fun. But yeah, so I mean, it's kind of work has been good still, leading up to the Jewish high holidays. So pretty busy. We're also doing a lot of coverage of like the Paralympic games that are happening right now. So yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Well, speaking of the farmer's market, I mean, so you guys should go so you could take some things to the farmer's market.
Hmm.
No? Look
Yeah,
at me.
yeah.
I'm like very farmer's market.
We went last weekend and it was great. It was lovely. We definitely want to go again.
Oh, hello, Marcus Fuller. Welcome to my live stream. I talk about my podcast here. If you didn't know, I should say this. I do this every Saturday at 3 o'clock. I talk about the podcast Friends Like Us. That's my podcast. It's available on all live streams on all
Yeah.
platforms. I can't talk. Friends Like Us. And so this is my assistant Evelyn, who we always join every Saturday. So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're from, where you're at, where you're living, where you're texting us and commenting at us. Let us know where you're from, Marcus. I recognize that name, however, so I apologize if I don't remember, recall, or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're also talking about our day. It's very laid back, and then a friend will be joining us soon.
It was not very laid back.
I know he's not very laid back, but let's see if I mean, he's usually on pretty early. It's
I
interesting that he's not
know.
here yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at the farmer's market. I got into it at the farmer's market again.
Oh no. Tell us everything.
Okay, let me tell you. First of all, the mushroom lady.
Hmm.
All right. The mushroom oh, the mushroom lady. So, I don't know if you guys know about the value of mushrooms. They're very good for your immune system.
Hmm.
So, I usually eat a lot of mushrooms and I'm vegan. And so they taste like, and I'm not even kidding. When you cook it right, it tastes like bacon.
Oh wow.
I didn't go to her, but the guy next to her also sells mushrooms.
Yeah.
And oh my God, you could put them in tacos. It's delicious. And it's
Mm.
just, I mean, lion's mane is a really good one to get. Blue oyster mushrooms is another good one to get. So the woman next to this stand,
Yeah.
she's not usually there, or I should
Mm.
say young girl. She's
Yeah.
not used she was there working, I think, part-time, who knows? Maybe she's a
Yeah.
daughter or a cousin. And they had tinctures of mushrooms,
Mm.
right? Tinctures.
Yeah.
And I asked this is the question I asked Evelyn. I said, because I was like, what's the process? What is it? What is in it really? And
Yeah.
she says, well, there's alcohol or the process of making it a tincture, they use alcohol. I
Hmm.
said, is any of that in here? And she goes, yeah, there's alcohol in it. I go, so then there's alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to answer that. She kept
Weird.
avoiding that as an answer. Like she kept avoiding saying yes. So
Hmm.
I was like, so there's alcohol in, so there's a little bit. She's like, well, it's not out. I said, well, is there sugar then? She
Yeah.
goes, there's alcohol. I go, there's sugar and alcohol. So
Yeah.
now and I'm sure she didn't know the answer. So she was
Yeah.
getting like frustrated. She was getting insecure, And then she got nasty. This is what happened.
Oh
It
no.
turned real fast. So I said, so she says, well, it's alcohol. I go, so there is sugar.
Yeah.
Well, it's alcohol. I go, and I'm telling you, it was this many times. I go, so then can it spike your insulin?
Yeah.
And she's like if you, I said, like if you have diabetes, could it spike your insulin? And she was just like, it's alcohol. She was like, have a good day, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it went to have a good day, ma'am. Like she dismissed me.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like I was so angry, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like if I was being a better person, like part of me wanted to jump over the counter, I swear to God, and snatch her the fuck up. But I'm not that type of person. That's just in my like imagination.
Yeah.
The real me, like, goes and complains and writes letters and DMs. So like I took a oh, Juskow, give us the second. I see you there, but I got to get this sentence out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marcus is from the west side of Chicago.
Mm.
Yeah, lion's mane. Yeah, Arlene, it is pricey and very pricey. So we're talking about lion's mane mushrooms. Anyway, so that's what she said. Have a good day, ma'am.
Oh my, that's so aggressive.
It was so aggressive. And I was like, if you could just answer my question, we're at the farmer's market because we weren't trying to be healthy. We're not trying to let's let Juskow. Well, before I DM'd on Instagram, I wrote them because they're on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So I will share that letter later. I'm crazy with the letter writing. And then I went to one of the vendors and I spoke to them. I mean, the managers of the farmer's market. I spoke to them and I was like, am I crazy? Like, isn't that a reasonable question to ask? And the one guy goes, ma'am, you just need to feel like you're validated. And I totally understand. Like, you need to feel like you're validated and then verified in your moment.
That's so farmer's market.
And I was like, yes. And he was like, it's okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hello. I was just reading a little King Lear. Oh, well, what a pleasant surprise.
Hello.
I didn't know my camera was on.
Hi, Juskow. How
Hello.
are you?
Oh, thank you for what the hell's in that cup? It's the biggest cup I've ever seen in my
tea.
life.
I know it's huge.
I've been drinking too much tea. My throat is still hurting from 2 weeks ago. It's driving me insane. After your podcast last week, I lost my voice completely. That's when I should have come on. I think your fans would have liked that very much. Everybody was really excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, Arlene, I don't know, Juskow, you're just joining us as I was talking about, I got into an argument at the farmer's market. Well, not real argument, but the mushroom lady.
How is that just joining you? Isn't that a weekly thing where you always get into a fight with the mushroom lady? Ma'am?
No, I have moments at the farmer's market. It's true, but I'm always like surprised by just like, I think everybody's crazy right now.
No, you're a troublemaker. That's what it is.
I am not a troublemaker.
You are a troublemaker.
Anyone out there, can you answer this question? In a tincture of mushroom. tincture mushrooms. It's the process of making tinctures of mushrooms is you use alcohol. Is that sugar? And can that elevate my what did I say? My insulin level. Yeah.
That's all.
If I was selling mushrooms at a stupid an outdoor market in 90-degree weather and you asked me that question, I would have punched you in the face.
It's not 90 degrees. It's
you know what I'm talking about. I'm just making a point.
Oh, just generally.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm selling mushrooms on the street. And you're like, excuse me, can you tell me if I take insulin, if mushrooms have a sugar content? I mean, can't you see their point of view as well, in a way?
I have power. Look at how little you are. I feel like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, honestly.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Fish Face.
Listen.
Look, on my TV.
This is the thing. It's a legitimate question that should be asked at a farmer's market.
Legitimate question. You're absolutely right.
And so I went to the vendors and the people who managed the farmer's market.
Of course you did. How do you not see this? You're the issue. You're one of those people. You're a Karen. Didn't somebody just write that?
I'm trying to. I was like, don't do anything. And I was like, no, she's wrong. So I went to the manager of the vendor and I told them the whole story. Like I was just telling you guys. And the one vendor, as I was telling Evelyn, like he's like, so it's okay because what's wrong with this is you don't feel validated. And you need to be validated in your moment.
Well, you got lucky.
And verified.
I would
and
have said, what the hell's the matter with you? Get the hell out of my mushroom farm.
No, he wasn't. He was, there's several vendors.
Yeah, I know. He was nice, right? That was
the manager of all of the. It's not.
He was saying you need to be right. He was being polite.
He was like,
you
that's
got
a good.
Lucky that you found a good guy that wasn't.
They actually said to me, that's a legitimate question.
It is.
We know it's a legitimate question. Nobody's arguing that. It's the fact that you're getting upset that they don't know. It's a person who sells mushrooms on the street.
Well, let's go to my.
You know what? Why don't you take your $100 million you make for your 5 minutes of work every day and shut the fuck up?
Shut up.
Well, if nobody knows what a comedian does, but we all know that you pretty much work 15 minutes a day. And
I think they hold on. I think they are they're responding.
The mushroom people?
Yeah. I want to see what they say. Let's see.
Like in an email or on this podcast? You told them to join?
She messaged them on Instagram.
God. You really are a Karen. What do they call the black Karens? Is that a different thing?
It is. Well, here we go. They answered. Let's see what they say. And then we'll talk to you guys. Hi, Seattle. Let me just say hi to everyone. Hi, Arlene from Seattle. Hello, Marcus from Chicago. I don't know. I don't know about how much you use because she never answered my question.
Yeah, we know.
I love Donnell. Thank you, Donnell.
Yes.
Alcohol does have sugar, though.
Well,
I don't know why that guy. It was a woman, by the way, not a guy. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't know that either. And I think that was the problem. Was that they didn't know the answer. Let's see what Arlene says. There is sugar content in all alcohol, but I imagine you would use so little of the tincture, less than an ounce, that it would be negligible. If you need more, it may be relevant. Yeah, see that I like these answers. And this is all I wanted to know. Let's see what they say. Okay, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can't really see that. Hold on.
I can see it.
Oh, then I see Lois is like, Marina, if you're having trouble with the mushroom folks, let me tell you who to call.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's small, but yeah, I can see
it. Okay,
you want me to read it? I can read it because I can see it good.
Oh, they named her. Hi, Marina. Sorry you felt like well, let's go to
Oh my God, you are awful. Just the length is hilarious.
Oh my God.
As you can see, I have reached my boiling point.
I just had not so nice exchange with the young lady working today. When asking about if the tinctures can spike insulin, she seemed to repeat to me the alcohol is naturally extracted, but no sugar was added. I probably have it wrong because she seemed to get flustered and to be honest, rude, as she dismissed me with, "Have a good day." As you can see, I have a far reach on social media. I'm not obnoxious and would have promoted, but instead I have this story about the person representing your business today. What if a person has diabetes? Do they not get to ask this question? Is that not what the farmer's market is for? Would like to know the answer. She never said either way. She just stared at me and said, I still keep going. Hi, Marina. Look at their short reply. Sorry you felt like Carrie was rude to you. I'll have a chat with her. Yes. Yes. And to answer your question, nope. Our tinctures cannot spike insulin because there's no sugar or carbs in them. I mean, is that not all I wanted? That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
You understand that, again, this is the equivalent of somebody working at a McDonald's that you're yelling at.
No, mushroom people. Okay.
We don't know if she's a mushroom people. She might just work there and on the weekends.
Carrie was. Now I know her name. They should never give me Carrie's
name. You
should
know about the products that you sell. Like my sister, like she just like started a new job at this like fancy like wine and like olive oil place, and they gave her this whole thing of like a stack of like note cards to like learn about all the products. So if people ask you a question, you know the answer.
Donnell said I was right. This might be a tad Karen-esque.
Wow. I mean, that might be the first time in this live stream that someone has said Juskow was right.
Yeah, Donnell said, I never thought I'd say this, but Juskow may be right. Listen, okay. You have to know what you're putting into your body.
No, everybody's in agreement with you on that. Nobody's disagreeing with you or the fact that you should be able to answer that question. And
thank you, Fawcett Media.
That they have an answer, but I think the way you, it's just a poor person working at a goddamn farmer's market on the street in New York City. It's like that's why it's funny. It's like, listen, it's like you screaming at a hot dog vendor, and I'm like, can you tell me, are these hot dogs made?
No, it's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. A hot dog vendor, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's where you go, Juskow. You go to hot dog vendors.
I don't go to the vendors. I go right to Gray's Papaya, the actual store.
See, that's even worse. Hey, Roger White, where are you from? Where you at? Where you living? Where are you texting from? Where are you talking to us
Roger
from?
White.
We're talking about mushrooms and how I got in a fight at the farmer's market. Not real fight, but wrote letters and stuff.
And you don't.
Yeah. How would you rank your farmer's market experiences? Like, where does this fall in? Like
I mean, that is the thing.
And you have no idea how many other people I went to tell the story to at the farmer's market because they all know me.
Oh,
and the one guy, he said to me, he goes, I'm surprised. You seem pretty calm. He goes, compared to that experience you had years ago, like a year ago with that lady who wanted to knock you out, this one is like, he goes, she should know the answer. It sounds like she didn't know the answer and she got insecure. And I was like,
she should have gone to whoever's in charge, which again, maybe she's just a worker, and said, oh, let me find out.
Yeah,
there was
that's the way it should have been handled. Yeah,
there was no one there.
The other problem is that no one's there, and she's just like, I hate my job.
I can ask my manager, like, if you come back next week.
What time do you go there? Maybe I'll come with you next week. See how this works.
Really? I try to go very early.
Who want to be there? Like, who
having a hot flash? As I'm thinking about this, I'm having a hot flash.
Did you get those? Oh, you got those pearls I told you about that woman invented in my building, right?
No.
I thought somebody got you those pearls you put in the freezer or the refrigerator.
No.
They're made for hot flashes.
I never got any pearls. You sound like I know where you could put your pearls. You put your pearls up your ass.
No. There was a woman in my building who invented the hot flash, like
yeah, sure.
Pearls.
I know where she puts those pearls.
I wanted to invest in them. What time do you go?
Look at this. Marina was probably the 5th person in a row asking the woman such questions, so she was just acting like that. Look, she was just like she should. Look, here's the problem. If I had a business, and this is the reason why I told on them. If I had a business, I would like to know that the people working for me are representing my business properly. It's the people that work for you that take your business down all the time. You're absolutely
right. That's why it's good that she's going to have a chat with them. But you know what I'm thinking? It's funny, with your show and friends like us and everything. And it's just like, if this was like the 70s, you should just be grateful she didn't use the N-word, just talking to you like, it's like, isn't it amazing? Like, there's a lot of problems, but we have come far when you can be like, I was disrespected at the mushroom place. And they were like, we are so sorry. I mean, am I crazy, or is that like,
what are you saying is that Black people can't have a certain amount of privilege?
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, well, we do have a certain amount of privilege.
I know, but I was saying 20 years ago.
You better correct yourself.
40 years. I was saying, like, if it was in the 70s,
I would have been the same person.
That could have been a completely different situation.
I would have been the same person.
Oh, I know that.
That's the problem. That was actually what the moment was really about, was that she was being very racial. I saw the way she talked. Absolutely. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there in the moment, but I could tell how she was dismissing me. And I was like, I almost called her the N-word. I almost wanted to say, nigga, you know you in Harlem, right? Don't act crazy.
Right? There's the whole right. She's in Harlem. Roger White said the pearls do work. My aunt uses them. See?
Yeah, she did it. She scored poorly on her fungus aptitude test.
That's a funny way
There
to put
you
it.
go.
Yeah. So anyway, I got her because they wrote me right away. So now they're gonna have a talk with Carrie.
Yeah. They'll know about tinctures now.
So when you go back there next week, which is why I want to go, I mean, do you think she'll be working? I mean, this could be epic.
Well,
Yeah,
you should come next week and then go back home and then get on the live stream. Now I usually go at I try to get there at 8:30 in the morning because
There's an 8:30 a.m.
No, they're open.
No,
I try to get there early so I don't have interactions like I had today.
Well,
I was there
I'll still
late.
come. And people in Harlem wake up that early? I thought that would be a later. Hey, I still got it.
So tell us why you're so miserable and you're at home today.
Who, me?
Hey-oh. Hey-oh.
Oh, why? So are you really asking me what happened with my car and stuff? That's not.
Look at that. Non-racist places include a baseline of privilege for everyone, Juskow.
Non-racist place. Wait, I don't know. Non-racist places include a baseline of non-racist places. Right. Non-racist places. Right. I guess I don't know. You know, sometimes I just think the way things used to be. I don't know.
Shut your trap.
You ever see the movie, the really great movie with Travolta, True Colors? You ever see that one where he plays Clinton technically, but he's playing Governor Stanton? Sorry, Donna, I know. There's a really good scene with Kathy. Who's that actress we like? Who's in Titanic too? A really terrific. Kathy Bates.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you got to see this movie, True Colors. Not True. Is it True Colors? Yeah,
you're having a moment.
Travolta, he should have been him, and it's really good. It's pretty much the story about Governor Clinton's run for office, but it's written by anonymous. Primary Colors, I think it's called. Primary Colors. Mm-hmm. It's great. John Travolta plays Clinton, and
anything to detract from your awkward moment.
Oh, I was gonna go more into it.
I was at Lincoln's. Let's move on.
Primary Colors. See, yeah, he knows. And there's a black guy who's part of the campaign, and he says something like, "Why would people be like this?" And Kathy Bates just goes, "Well, aren't you a privileged black boy?" Because he's like because he's saying stuff like, like because this was in the 90s. Like why would people do stuff like that? And she's a lot older and she's seen a lot more stuff. I guess that's the line I was thinking of.
The most offensive thing a white person could do is expect that a black person should not expect more. Mm-hmm. That is probably the peak of offensive.
Well, I wasn't saying that now. I don't think that way.
No, I know you weren't. I'm just putting a button on this conversation.
You're trying to help me get out of it.
Yeah,
I appreciate that too.
Yes, I am.
I know,
because that is something that I encounter quite often because I do have high expectations, and so when I see someone shocked by the fact that I have high expectations and the fact that I simply wanted an answer and that she felt that I was crazy for asking, I also saw a little bit of like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you question me? I saw that. Oh, I see all of it. See, this is the thing that I always tell people, as a stand-up comedian, we know people.
You are an observationalist.
Oh, so I could see everything. I see everything. And that is a curse as well as a blessing. Because that's the thing is like, I'm like, really?
Yeah, but something like this to happen to you is a blessing because then, it provides 10 new minutes of material.
Absolutely.
They come.
Absolutely. Now, what happened to you, Juskow? Can you talk about it while you're here today? Because you weren't supposed to be on here.
No, it's stupid. It's I was doing all these good deeds as I was picking my friend up at the hospital after surgery. And then I was going to pick my friends up at the airport today. I was doing all these nice gestures with my car, and I was parked on the street waiting for they call me to pick up my friend at the hospital with the car, and my gears wouldn't get out of reverse. Like I couldn't move the when you press down on the gears, it wouldn't go to neutral or drive or park, and I couldn't turn the car on or off. It was terrifying because it's just like when you pull and it like knots into neutral and drive, it was just not doing anything. It was like it was scary because you're in Manhattan. It's like the worst thing. And anything that happens with your car in Manhattan when there's a problem is just the worst thing that can happen because, where you're going to get towed to a place that's going to charge you, the chop shops here and everything. It's so awful. So I was very upset, and I was going to pick my friends up at the airport right now. And now I don't have to. It kind of is a good thing, but I was trying to do something nice because they always let me stay in their house in LA, and I don't like to return the favor because I don't want people staying here. So I thought this is a way I could repay them by picking them up at the airport. And now I don't have to. I'm still going to the party. I'm going to a party with some of these really sexy guys from CNN. They're all homosexuals, but they're all CNN correspondents, but they're gay. And I feel like that's the place to be tonight.
With all the queer CNN.
Yeah.
I love what Arlene said. Now, I do want to, Juskow, I do want to say, was it the rain that possibly did this to your car?
No, absolutely. My car is 20 years old. Things keep falling. And I just put $1,600 worth of stuff. I got new tires and a rack 2 weeks ago. So that's why I'm so upset. And now this is a new thing. I think it's like basically like a pin dropped out of the gears or something. That's what they were telling me. But it's going to cost more than
the car,
a pin, and that's what's bothering me, of course, the most. But I don't have the car, which again, I wasn't planning on doing anything. It's kind of a good week for it to happen, but yeah, I was just trying to do a nice gesture and pick friends up at the airport. But what I prefer, doing your show and staying in on Saturdays and not going out. But for some reason, I had a Harry Potter 6 moment where Harry Potter took that luck potion, and I just feel like that CNN thing is the place to be tonight. Like it's the right place to be. Meanwhile, though, my friend, and his husband, which I still have trouble saying because, I just don't understand. I'm just too old. Between
you're
blacks
so
and gays,
inappropriate.
I can't. I'm doing the best I can. It's like my husband's coming too. I'm like, all right, your husband. Here we go. But I love these guys.
He's so consistent, isn't he, Evelyn?
Extremely consistent.
I'm an equal
no surprises.
Racist.
Huh?
I'm an equal opportunity racist.
So I guess this is a good time for Arlene's comment. So many white people, not all, are so culturally myopic they simply can't see any other reality, which makes discussions on race laughable.
Yeah,
I agree.
And if I knew what myopic meant,
stop
trying
to look over the sentence. Look at you.
I don't know what myopic means.
You don't know what myopic means?
No, that's why it's funny to even be like, why you little, if you ever talk to me that way again using myopic.
It means like you can't see something like clearly.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Fawcett Media is helping you. Take it to the Bronx in the parking lot of AutoZone. They'll fix it under 200.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to take it to where like my mom lives because I have that AAA plus, so they'll tow it 100 miles. But unfortunately, they were just set up for the 54. He goes, oh, you'll have to start over again and get another tow truck. And I'm like, forget it. Because then the hospital called, like, your friend's ready for pickup. And I'm like, so I had no choice. I had to just get rid of it and go get him and get an Uber. When somebody's waiting to pick you up, how I love picking people up at the hospital and helping people out, even though I'm
that's true.
A horrible racist. I try and make up for it in other ways.
When Marina told me that your car had been towed, I assumed you had like parked it illegally or something.
Yeah, so did I.
No, it was worse than that. I was like, well, it was parked like it wouldn't have made it through the day tomorrow. It was not in the Good Saturday space. It's just the worst when you're stuck and you're in Manhattan. Manhattan sucks. I hate living here.
I do too.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
that's worse. Brooklyn's going to be underwater.
I want to move to Vermont.
We'll all be underwater.
I know. Has anyone seen the movie Pig yet? Or not Pig?
I think.
You sure you're not talking about Baby Boom?
No, not Baby Boom. Pig.
I've heard. Is that with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
I have heard about it. I've not
Very, very good. And can I say this? I'm not going to say anything, but there's just like a moment about the water, but you guys should see it because I don't know if you're fans of Nicolas Cage. It's weird to be a fan of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I love him.
Speaking of, that's what people used to say Juskow looks like a Nicolas
Really?
Cage.
He's
got those eyebrows.
I get it all the time, man.
Your hair's receding in the same way.
Yeah, that's probably where it came. But I would go in during his heyday. I would go into like an Asian restaurant, and they thought I was Nicolas Cage. They would never Asian people definitely thought I was Nicolas Cage, and I'm like, he's taller, right? He's a lot taller than me. I went to a couple Saturday Night Live parties, and the chauffeurs would come in and ask me to autograph stuff, and I felt horrible telling them I wasn't because they were so excited. So I would just autograph. You saw Face Off, right? I didn't know what to do. I felt bad. Seems to me I don't look like him, but.
It's just if you see, he's such a weird actor. He's so quirky, and there's so many like bad movies. He's had a lot of bad movies, and then every now and then he has like weird movies that I actually like. They're so bad that they're actually good.
His career is very odd. After he won the Oscar, he chose some interesting stuff that was good, became an action star, and then he's just like, what happened? Like he should have been an actor. I mean, he's a man, and men don't usually fizzle out the way women unfortunately age out in the business, which is a double standard, of course. But he should have been working forever. I don't. He must be very difficult.
Well, he may get nominated for this. He was pretty good.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he's really.
It's like remember his nomination speech, or when he won for Leaving Las Vegas, and he was like, "I love acting." And it's like, why wouldn't he just keep going?
I thought he was great in Moonstruck. I saw that for the first time recently.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he's great.
Off. He's good in so much stuff.
But also, like, he's part of like a really wealthy family. Like, he doesn't need to work if he doesn't want to.
Good point.
Fawcett said he went for the money. Yeah, he had to pay off some debt.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
He had to pay off a lot of debt, so I think he was in contract to do like a lot of movies to pay off because he was in serious. Yeah, he was in serious debt.
Elvis's daughter. Right?
Yeah.
I think so. What's her name? The one that's why I thought maybe I could go out with her. So she's not dating anybody.
Yeah, but Nicolas Cage is also part of I think not Scorsese. I forget which one he's
Coppola.
Coppola, yeah.
Yeah, that's why his name was Nicolas Coppola in I think Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And then he changed it.
Yeah,
so he could be like, no, I want to be known as my own thing. And
I didn't have help from my family.
Peggy Sue Got Married was Francis Ford Coppola.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, he used Feed Me, Charge Me, Make Her Love Me.
I loved Peggy Sue Got Married.
Yeah,
I would love to see that movie again.
Yeah, so
I watched it so many.
Remember the nerd that helped her get back to the future? That guy is such an interesting actor. His name is Barry Miller, and he's in Saturday Night Fever, our favorite movie. Where he plays, he's like, Tony, I thought you were going to call me yesterday. You didn't call me last night. Tony, you says you were going to call me. Hey, Father, can I talk to you for a minute? That guy, then he was in the Peggy Sue Got Married, but he also was in Fame, where he plays Ralph Garcia. I think that's remember the tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's such a versatile actor, but from what I am been told by his ex-wife, who used to be a casting director at ABC, she said he told Martin Scorsese to go fuck himself, and they never worked again. Barry Miller. Interesting actor.
Yeah, so you got to control that anger. I wonder how long I'm gonna last.
Not very long. Not in the mushroom business. I think it's over for you. Right?
So I think it's a good. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, Valley Girl. Yes.
He was in Valley Girl.
That was the best. He was amazing in that. God, they made a remake of Valley Girl as a musical, and it's awful because it's missing Nicolas Cage. The other guy was and the friends weren't good enough. I saw both. That just came out last year in 2020.
I would love
a really
to see
pretty
Nicolas
girl
Cage
from
in
Happy
musical.
Death Day. Why do I know all this stuff? I don't know. But he's so good in Valley Girl. I just watched it again recently. He's so good.
I'm just watching you talk, Juskow.
I get so excited.
You get so excited by little details. It's like, and all like information. Oh,
Yeah.
because
Scooby-Doo
Luke Cage
knows it too. Yeah, Luke Cage was
his favorite comic at the time.
I think he was
Scooby-Doo
Nicolas Cage in Valley Girl, though. Yeah.
Well, Pig is very good also because I won't say what happens, but it's about a pig too, I don't know if you guys
it's
know
not
this.
as good as Babe. That's the best. Movie.
I just want you all to know that pigs are as smart as a 5-year-old child.
Wow.
Not
So
according
they
to the
know.
movie Babe. They're dumb and delicious.
No, then Babe, like, it can talk.
He
It's
can
really
talk,
smart.
but they were saying how stupid pigs are. The dogs were saying it. The
They're
cat was
not
definitely saying
stupid.
it.
They're so
Yeah.
smart.
I think they're really
Well,
cute.
I think that I'm judging it by the movie Babe is the most hilarious of the points.
And you know, Lois, I went swimming with our favorite friend, our Irish
God,
friend
they just killed
Lois.
a pig the other day.
And
It's
Lois
horrible.
was telling me, she goes, "Oh, Marina, the pig that lives next door to the woman, you know, the guy, he attempted suicide. So, so the pig is depressed. The pig won't come out.
Oh, no.
The pig is very depressed."
That's
She
like
always
the
has
most
me thrown.
Irish thing I think she could possibly say.
The pig is depressed. The pig, she's like, "Do you want to come see the pig?" I go, "I don't want to upset the pig. The pig is already in a mood."
Yeah.
I was in what's it called, TV Funhouse, and we were all at this restaurant we used to go to called Sames, where you eat what you are. You know, it was all animals and puppets. And I was playing the second chimp in outer space, and I was sitting next to a pig. It was really difficult because I was using a puppet, and the pig was right next to me, and the pig was eating ribs, which was awful. We felt horrible about it, but the pig was eating the ribs. The pig sitting there eating. If you tell me they're smart, I'm not sure if I could believe you, because the pig was sitting there chowing on the ribs. I was eating monkey brains, and
Well, maybe it was
eating
seasoned.
chicken
Maybe it
wings.
was seasoned right.
Of course, it was seasoned. It was Kansas City barbecue.
I don't eat barbecue. I'll tell you
You
what.
don't eat meat, right?
I don't eat meat. That's why I got the mushrooms. The mushrooms, actually,
That's
lion's mane
barbecue.
and blue oyster. When you fry it up, like, or saute it really in olive oil, just a little bit of salt, put some wine vinegar as a touch afterwards. It brings out, I swear to God, look, my mouth, I'm watering as I'm talking about. Tastes like bacon.
No.
It's so delicious.
It
I've
doesn't.
heard you can make like jackfruit can make like a really good like brisket. I've heard.
Oh
No,
yeah,
you know what's,
jackfruit is amazing.
delicious meat.
No, meat is only delicious.
You know, my favorite
because
scene from that movie, The Blind Side, is when that guy is just describing going to Ole Miss, and he goes, "Mike, you can go to the best gas, you can go to a gas station, had the best ribs you ever had in your life, Mike. I'm telling you, Mississippi's a great place to live." He goes, and I was like, God, the way he talks. And that guy, he's a coach. He just won it all at LSU recently. Like
can
2
you do
years
that
ago.
impersonation just a little bit longer?
Yeah. And Mike, I'll tell you, you go to a gas station, you're going to have the best ribs you ever had in your life. I can't remember that guy's name. He's a coach. He's awesome. And so when he has his press conferences, all he ever talks about is food. He goes, "Well, they really know how to pepper the gumbo down here." You know? He just had a little jambalaya. He's the best coach because his voice is like really scratchy, and he just talks about food and eating, and it sounds so delicious when he talks. It's great. I
Do
can't
you
think
eat
of his
ribs,
name.
Evelyn? Do you eat meat, right?
I eat meat. Yeah, I don't eat pork or shellfish because I keep like a very basic.
So she's kosher.
Yeah, very big. Like, I mean, like I'll eat like meat and dairy together. But
Are you really kosher? I mean, it's just that's the way you're
yeah,
talking.
I mean, it was just the way that like
just
I
a
grew
coincidence.
up. So like at this point, it's just kind of like, why not? Just
Oh, that's right. Because the
Yeah.
first time, because you've never had bacon.
No, yeah, I've only ever had
Very
turkey
different
bacon,
person.
which like tastes like
I
regular.
like turkey bacon.
It's good. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I mean, like I don't like to cook meat that much.
I don't like to
kind
cook.
of-
Ed or that's it. Ed Orgeron. Orgeron, right?
Mm.
Orgeron.
But yeah, so I don't like to cook. So
Yeah,
like I mostly like
pepper
I'll
the
like
gumbo.
cook a lot of tofu. I
Yeah,
really
that's
love
his name.
tofu.
You-
It's all about
yeah.
like the marinade that you use.
Man, you could have the best tofu you ever had. You come down to Louisiana, I'm telling you. Yeah, that's the way he talks. It's unbelievable. He's so funny.
Yes. When you're vegan, mushrooms have the bite,
Thank you,
chewy, and
Victoria.
the umami. What's that? Umami?
I think.
Why do
Umami.
people
Oh,
come up
yes.
with names I don't know. Oh,
Umami is good. Yeah.
is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking of edamame. That's why.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking.
What about chicken with eggs? No. No.
I like when they put a runny egg over like meat in like
No.
Chinese restaurant. Like it's amazing. Over a like bulgogi or something like that, and they put a runny egg over. Oh God.
The fact that you could say bulgogi is hilarious.
It's very difficult. I always say, I just want a big thing of bulgogi in my face. I keep mispronouncing it all the time when I go to the restaurant.
Now we should talk about. Someone brought up earlier in the chat about the concert that went on in Central Park.
Mm.
Oh
My
my
first
God.
went.
Wait, hold on. Before you say that, there's a the tropical stork in Staten Island died, and I was really upset about that, as well as the
What?
owl. The
A
tropical stork. There was a
Like, there's a
tropical stork
tropical
in
storm.
Staten Island, and it accidentally ate a bone and died.
I saw that the owl that was in Central Park died.
I know. I
and
was
it
very upset.
ruined my day.
The hell's the
I
matter
was
with both of
so
you?
upset.
I was upset too, because the thing is like I remember going to the Central Park and different parts of
Yeah.
with Vaughn and stuff. We would
Remember
go
you telling me
walking.
about it.
And let me tell you something. The way this story came out, they were saying that the owl ran into one of those little driving carts. I know what happened.
I mean, it one of the carts hit the owl.
One of the carts hit the owl.
Yeah, which is
I've
like you're
seen
supposed to be
them.
protecting.
But you see, I've seen people who work in the park. They're not all like, "Oh, we love nature."
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what were we saying, Juskow?
I don't know. I was trying to remember. Attell had a great joke about eating owl, and now I can't remember what it was.
What were we talking about before I interrupted
The
you?
Central Park.
Yeah, your friend went to that
Yeah.
idea of a
outside. Steve went there too. Your favorite person.
Yeah,
Shannon
sure. I'm
went to
sure
it.
who?
Shannon.
It's just like I was like, who thought of that? Like it was a washout, just like our mayor. It was just not a good idea.
It was not a good idea. It's not time yet. It's not time
No.
yet for a super spreader. You're absolutely
It's just so
right.
symbolic too. New York is
right.
opening
You're
again,
so
and it
right.
gets completely rained
so
out.
everybody. So I think they saw. I think he said Babyface, Earth, Wind, and Fire. The earlier acts went on, but you missed Springsteen and Paul Simon while you were there. So
yeah,
that sucks.
I do think it's funny too. There's one Barry Manilow.
A lot of people didn't get
was
in, and they
singing,
paid
just
for it.
Let
and I don't think
Evelyn
they're getting the money
talk,
back.
Justin.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
I was just saying, I think it's like funny too that it was during Barry Manilow's set. That was when they like called it and had to get everyone off stage.
Because the next song was "I Made It Through the Rain," but they didn't.
There they stopped with I can't smile without no I can't live without you. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile. Some people say I didn't think I knew that much when it went on, but oh my God, do you remember the Jerry Lewis telethon? He sang that song. It was so horrible. He goes, "We can't smile without you. We can't live. If you only knew what these kids are going through." It was awful.
Who sang that?
Jerry Lewis at the telethon.
Is he still alive, by the way?
No. Years ago when he had that Labor Day telethon, which is
God, they haven't done that in a while.
This weekend.
Look,
I saw Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
wasn't
I saw Barry
bad.
Manilow in concert like 3 years ago, and we had front row seats.
Oh my God.
My cousin owns the arena. I told you. So he gave us front row seats, and they're like, "Do you want front row seats?" I'm like, "Yes," and I'm like, "I mean, whatever," because you realize how really just gay it is. And I went with my sister, and we were just so into it. It was awful. And I'm just like, I don't think he's gay. And then he's like, "Let me tell you something about Judy Garland. She was amazing." I'm like, well, maybe he is a little gay. I don't know. God, I mean, how much, Marina, did we worship him in the 70s, late 70s?
I know.
I mean, that Barry Manilow live album was so unbelievable with the commercial montage, the Very Strange Medley. Oh my God. He was so talented. And then that Copacabana song. I remember my dad came in. He goes, "Why are you singing that song?" And I'm like, "It's the hottest song on the radio right now, Copacabana." He goes, "It's an odd song for a kid to be singing."
It's the Copa.
Her name was Lola. She wore a what was it? With a feather in her hair, and her dress go down to there.
Dun, 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 dun.
But not for Lola. So with that feather in her hair. I can't remember. God, that was.
I know the words. I can't even.
Right, I know. She
I'm the
looked
worst.
so divine, and there was a single gunshot, but just who shot who at the coast? It's the stupidest song. It was so popular.
Oh, do you guys get an idea of who Juskow is now? I mean, I know what I love about my audience here is that you guys have come to the same acceptance that I have with Juskow.
We're getting a concert.
We're getting a whole concert today. I'm here for it.
I am such a strange man.
my
I don't even
God.
know.
Let's see. Roxbury. Jerry Lewis used to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the end of every telethon. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. You ever see that one where a kid was doing a Jerry Lewis imitation? He started to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," and Jerry kicked him off stage. Don't make fun of that.
Oh no! No.
That's exactly me. He's right. I am working on it.
I guess I should address the flowers behind me because as we're talking about racism, I think it's always nice to point out a beautiful bouquet of flowers.
You have different flowers every week, right?
Every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I had teddy bears for 2 weeks, but they don't last long. The guy told me to drop a penny in the water. Teddy bear sunflowers.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that what those are behind you?
No, I don't know what the hell I forget what those are. Do you know?
And what does that have to do with racism?
Nothing. That was the point of bringing it up.
Of racism,
drawing your attention away from it.
I was drawing your attention away from it. Do you know? Does anyone know what kind of? I think those are like something Aurantiums or something like that.
Well, they look like a form of orchid.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
I don't really know what I get. I just thought they're pretty. I put them here for you guys. This is what I do every Saturday. I buy a new sort of like until, that's not. I always feel bad with buying flowers because like
Why?
I feel like because they take them out the ground and
oh my God, if you're going to feel bad about flowers, you're going to feel bad about eating eggs and cheese. You're just going to feel bad.
Scooby Doofus, it's not
just live
asparagus.
your life. You can't feel bad about flowers.
Venus says she could hang out with you and your racist ass.
That was like high praise.
Or maybe she's talking about the flowers.
Do we know if it's a woman? Venus boys.
I just thought it'd be funny if she was actually talking about the flowers.
Oh, I was hoping too. Oh well.
I performed last night at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, are you doing that tonight too?
No, it's just one night. You just do one night.
Rachel said she was going tonight.
Because I headlined last night.
What is it? It's underneath Lincoln Center? I was trying to find out.
It's underneath. It's like they have campuses. So like I forgot the name of this campus. Hold on, I have it here. Now, Evelyn, now you know I have everyone do those blurbs because I don't know anything.
Is a man, by the way.
Jeff Drive. The stage at Jeff Drive. So it's like
all I know is there's a huge underground under Lincoln Center.
It's underground.
If you've ever been down there. There's like caverns and ways to move around down there. It's like what you feel like the White House might have underneath the their thing. They got a lot of twists and turns down there.
Oh, it's okay, Ashley. Ashley Sugg, you headlined my. Well, here's the thing, Ashley. It was they're working it out. They're trying to figure out. You know how they try to get spaces. See what works, and they're like playing with it, but they can only have like 60 people anyway because of COVID. They're being very strict, so they can only have 60 people, and everyone has to be masked, and you have to be vaccinated or tested within a certain amount of time.
It wasn't that Broadway theater down under Lincoln Center, was it? That wonderful one in the round?
No, it looks like a space that's not even supposed to be a space. Actually, It looks like you could park a car in there. After they cleared it out, I was like,
they have a huge parking garage down there.
I couldn't believe what they did with it. They made it look like a real theater, like a comedy club, and they had lighting, and they can film you and get a good set for you and everything.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw you post it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand it.
Well, yeah. So this is basically like New York Laughs, which usually does outdoor venues, but they try to get New York laughing, so they do it outdoors. But what happened is obviously with everything, they sort of, the outdoors thing got weird. So they want to bring it inside. They want to do it in different locations. And this is one they want to work with. And I think it's really good because they work with the community. I will say, though, the audience didn't seem like they go to comedy shows because there was a lot of like, which I do not like during my set. I actually had to tell them. I'm going to post a little clip that someone recorded of me saying, when you do that, it doesn't make the joke a joke.
Yeah.
you
like
know,
you're
when they
telling
go.
them because you want them to laugh.
Oh, this question, Roxbury, can comics do shows in New York City without the vaccine? No. You
I
have
was
to be
gonna
vaccinated
hope
inside.
so.
No, you have to be vaccinated in
That's
order
I'm getting
perform.
upset. No, I'll just say it, that Sheba Mason, I know she's lying about being vaccinated, and it's really pissing me off.
Well, I will say this.
And I think there's a bunch of people like that too. And it's the lying. You know, if you don't want to get vaccinated, for whatever reason, that's up to you. But don't be lying about it. That ain't cool.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
is
own
not
it.
cool.
And my
I
sister
share the
was up there
feeling.
too for a while, and then she finally got vaccinated.
I share the feeling of guilt of buying cut flowers too. Have you ever thought about using plastic flowers? I have, actually. My sister uses plastic plants.
Yeah, but you're at that market. They're going to go to somebody else. They're already cut. So give them a good home. You look at it like that.
That's the way I've been looking at it. But I
They'll just get thrown out otherwise.
I think, flowers can teach you a lot. Like they can teach you how to deal with like that things don't last forever. Weekly.
Yeah.
I remember I told you about that.
Loop.
Yeah, with the that James Bond movie where he says fresh flowers every day, gives the guy like $1,000. Fresh flowers every day, and that's my dream. Fresh flowers every day. But if I have to go once a week, I would do that too. I like that.
Oh,
You
thank you,
fresh flowers
Scooby
every day.
Doofus.
Scooby
Can we just do a Marina hologram like they did in Tupac? Well, here's some information for you. September 15th, I am headlining at the Fat Black Pussycat.
I thought you already did that. How did that go, by the way?
No. September 15th is when I'm
so
doing
your run
that.
through?
I've never done. I haven't done.
I thought you said September 15th.
No.
Oh, that's I can't go. It's Kol Nidre, you fucking anti-Semite. Okay.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
It's the holiest day of the year that day. I can't go.
Oh, is it September 15th?
Stuff.
The evening. It's the day before Yom Kippur.
Thanks a lot, Marina. You know now who's racist.
Well, I can't be. I have Ashkenazi. I guess I can. Right? Self-hatred is real.
All she's been talking about it. How her percentage of Jewishness keeps going up every hour on the hour. And now you're performing on the holiest of holidays. Evelyn,
which makes
am I
me
wrong on this? Am I
which
wrong
makes
on this?
Me
the holiest. Kol Nidre?
Yeah,
Evelyn, back me up here.
Yeah.
Well, it also marks the first day of Latin Heritage Month, so I have to give to someone.
Nice try and get out of that. But no, obviously we would both come to see you, but that's the one day I won't go out.
September 15th, though, for all of you that where you're not celebrating the holiday, September 15th, come and see me and Von DiCarlo. I'll be doing an hour, which is what I prefer to do.
Right, okay.
Yeah, right. I prefer to do an hour than doing like what I did at Lincoln Center was just like 20 minutes. And let me tell you, I stretched out. I felt like I did like 2 jokes.
I'm upset by this. I'm a big fan of Marina's. You know this.
I'll be doing it again.
Come see you run, your stuff.
I'll be doing it again soon. I have to work out like that for that length of time because
and this is a brand new hour from Single Black Female.
Well, there'll be some sprinkled bits in there.
Thank God. Good. Because, we've been talking about that a lot lately where it does seem like a lot of where in this day and age, I was talking to Dennis Blair. I don't know if you know him. He used to open for Rodney Dangerfield and George Carlin.
No, Venus Boys. Sorry, I have to address that.
It's
no,
okay.
Do not eat the pig.
But we were talking about how comics years ago, when Marina and I were first starting out, we'd go see our favorite comics perform their material that we knew, right? So if we went to see, just as an example, Rodney Dangerfield, we'd want to see him do his No Respect album. We'd want to see the material. And then Louis C.K. mixed it all up by like never doing the same thing twice. And now I feel like people are afraid to do the stuff from their specials or anything, but I'm still in the thing where like, I want to see Barry Manilow sing Copacabana. I want to see Marina do like, oh, they're coming, they, them, us. And that's what I want to see from Marina. So I like that you're sprinkling in some of this stuff, but a lot of comics won't do that anymore.
They do. I know comics who do it. Here's the thing.
People get uptight about it, and I don't know why.
No, they don't.
I like to see the hits.
I don't think I think that's a myth. I've seen
not a myth. It's a new thing. Sarah, remember Sarah did it when we were opening for her.
No, well, that's her. I mean, me personally, I don't go by what everyone does. I do what I need for myself. And one of the things that I know is that you have to provide I'm a true professional.
I knew it was
And
gonna
that's
be
what someone said about me recently, so I'm owning it. But the thing is like no one to do like a whole hour of new material is extremely hard. Now,
That's why I
I
was so
tend to
impressed.
do that. I tend to do that at the Fat Black Pussycat just because the audience there is this is part of the Comedy Cellar is so much fun, and they're coming to see me, so I can actually go for a pretty long time without doing or repeating a joke that I've done. But jokes don't have a shelf life. Sometimes I'll learn the true jokes can grow and become like a whole different thing if you let it. So I never believe that one and done.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
with you
believe that.
100% on that. I just, that's a thing that's out there that people are afraid
Yeah,
to
not
do.
really. I don't know that. No one's ever come to me and approached me
No,
about
not you. I'm saying it's a thing with other comics. They're afraid to do their stuff that's already been on television. I think it's ridiculous.
I've seen them do
like
it.
you're
I've
saying.
seen them sprinkle it in.
Well, that's exactly the way it's supposed to be done. You want to see the hits sometimes. I want to see you do the they them bit, and that
A lot of
I
people like
love that
that
shit.
though, Juskow, on a higher, like Sarah Silverman, Louis C.K., these guys are people that mostly get seen. So the fact that they can't repeat jokes is kind of clear because they're like celebrities. Like someone like me who's not really pushed out there and who hasn't been seen as much and whose special is not on Netflix, let's say, or
Your
where it's
special
like
was on. It preempted The Flash. I was furious.
but what I'm
On
saying is a
WPIX,
lot of
CW.
shut your trap.
I was
What I'm
being
saying
nice.
I know, still shut up. What I'm saying is a lot of people have not seen my material. A lot more have not seen my material than has seen, Sarah's or Louis C.K. So I have to think to myself, you're not them, so you can't do what they do. Now, if I was on their level, yeah, I would not repeat a joke, to be
I
honest
don't
with
know
you.
why. If you're just doing a live, you're not taping it. What's the big deal if people enjoy your stuff? It's Louis that's ruined all these young kids that were coming up and saying, I don't repeat material, because he started doing it.
Well, Louis can't dictate to any. I've never heard Louis say that. I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah, that's what he used to do. He never repeated. He always had new material. It was weird.
But again, like I said, Louis is different. People see him and again, it's also like I don't subscribe to what people tell me what to do as far as like comedy.
You don't?
No, comedy is yours. You can create what you want with it. It's your own. I had that realization about a year ago. And I'll tell you what, it freed me as a creative person, as an artist on stage, because no one should ever dictate to you or tell you how to do your art.
I don't know. You seem like the kind of person that conforms to just whatever society says to do.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Louis Anderson said he worked on one particular joke for 10. Yeah. No, it's everyone's different and everyone has a different style and everyone does and talks about their life differently. So
it's still impressive, Marina.
No.
Doing 40 minutes of new material. It's very impressive.
Oh, you want to do new material. There's no
I know.
doubt.
I'm just saying it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I want to do. There's no doubt that you want to move
exact
on.
7 minutes for over 30 years.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows.
Who do you impersonate? Michael? Is it Michael?
No, it's Ruth Gordon. She was in Rosemary's Baby.
Oh God.
Remember?
You do.
Yeah, didn't I show you my Letterman set in '96?
Oh, that's so cute. Just give us a little tincture of the old stuff.
I have a piece of paper with the stuff I auditioned for Letterman with, and I'm like, what was I thinking that I was going to get on that show? It's like, people that you've never heard, Edward G. Robinson, Ruth Gordon, all these imitations I was doing that technically used to kill, but when you think about it now, it's like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed.
Now, Evelyn, I want to ask you, because she's a young comic. What would you do? Would you like sprinkle new material, or have you ever worked?
I love mixing and kind of matching my sets. I used to be very like I used to like write out like all my sets and like say it word for word, and that proved, I learned very quickly that that doesn't teach you a whole lot when you're on stage. It doesn't like you it's hard to grow from that. So yeah, no, I love to like sprinkle and mix old and new. I think it's really fun, and like when you have people that follow and watch you, I think they always appreciate hearing the older jokes.
Here's
So,
the and here's the other thing. Now, I'm not assuming that Louis actually said this, or I'm not like slamming him, but right now I don't like any man telling me how to do anything with my craft. So if any guy came up to me right now and was trying to like tell me how to do, I'd be like, fuck off, dude. I do what like I've been doing this long enough that I feel like I could say, I got it. I looked at a lot of the ones like Richard Pryor, Cosby, even though he's, whatever, he still was good at his craft. I have to see Juskow perform live. Y'all make it sound like he's bad.
It's true. My niece came to see me at Caroline's, and she's like telling her friends, like, oh, he's horrible. My uncle's horrible. It's hilarious.
Who's Erica Rhodes? Erica Rhodes seems
she's really pretty, but yeah, she does the same set over and over. Remember, Rachel used to do that before she figured it out. People used to say that about her. Hey, can I share my screen? I have that Letterman piece of paper. It's the most hilarious thing you've ever seen.
And then we got to go to Evelyn for our feedback from the podcast. And so while he's doing that, I just want to remind you all that the reason that I do this is to promote the podcast, Friends Like Us. Yes, I have a podcast where we talk about hot topics. It gets serious. It's fun. We had a really great episode this week with that you should want to watch. I can't remember that you should want to listen to. It's with Pat Brown and oh God,
Donnell was saying nice stuff about
but look,
Evelyn.
Pat Brown, Leanne Lord, and Noye Brown West. And here's the thing. It's a really good conversation about culturalism and about how race is really just a made up thing. It's a way to control and to tell people, put people in categories. And as we can see from this pandemic, it's been not helpful to divide people in race, because that's why everyone's confused about who's getting sick, who's not getting the vaccine. Everyone's not getting the vaccine. It's not just Black people not getting the vaccine. It's not just Jewish people or Orthodox people not getting it. It's Republican people. It's Orthodox. It's a people.
Thank you.
So that's a really good episode to listen to. There's a link in the bio underneath. And also don't forget, September 15th, I'm headlining at the Fat Black Pussycats. So make sure you check that out.
Now,
okay,
now the opposite end. Here is, can you see this?
I'm doing it.
Can you see this?
You may want to zoom.
Am I sharing? Can you see it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
look at this. James Spader, my Willy Wonka material. I don't even know what that is. Corky from Life Goes On. Do you remember that kid?
Yeah. Why?
He had like Down syndrome.
Oh my God.
Neil Diamond, Ruth Gordon, my Jack Nicholson, Christian Slater, Paul Lynde combination. And then, as if it could get worse, my Halloween costumes from 1970 to 1979, where I went as Schneider from One Day at a Time. Then Charlton Heston and Edward G. Robinson. But here's the best part. These are my betting slips on the bottom. I have a gambling problem.
And what's the stains about?
Yeah.
I guess they're coffee. I don't think they're anything weirder than coffee. I'm sorry, everybody. It's also an old thing. It's been around for a long time. But look, Tulane plus 22.5 to cover.
You've got to update your material, Juskow.
Huh? Why? That stuff is gold. Have you ever heard my Ruth Gordon? Relax. You gotta learn to live a little. God, all I ever do, I called you father. It's gonna be okay. Nobody knows who that is. That's why it's beautiful. Why should I update? That stuff is gold. Comedy gold, I tell you.
Thank you, Ashley. Yes, Ashley, what you need to do is DM me or message me, and I'll get you free tickets for you and whoever you have coming with. just send me a message. So that's what's really great about joining us here on the live stream is we often offer free tickets. So if you message me, hit me up, you get free tickets to that show September 15th. Okay. Let's see this is Ted Chambers is going in. 820 new material to old is my preference. Oh, the percentage wise. Because of the internet, the older material is accessible and archived forever. New material keeps the audience coming back. Otherwise, the audience develops. So I've seen that already mentality.
80-20 is exactly perfect. You're absolutely right, Ted.
I mean, Ted, do you do stand-up? I guess that would be my question. Comedy Fools.
He's right. It's Comedy Fool's Gold. Right, maybe. It is definitely not Comedy Gold.
And
yes, I can't even believe. Yeah. Paul Lynn. I used to do it was Jack Nicholson, Christian Slater, and Paul Lynn at the same time for a line from Star Trek 6 where he goes, "Captain, you're wanted on the bridge."
Oh my god.
Combination. I never seen my dad laugh hard at that. It was the
David Spade says he does a lot of the same jokes. He said, "I'm like a concert from the band Journey. I just give them the hits."
Oh, see, they knew who Ruth Gordon is. That is Harold and Maude. That's right. Just that's why I like to learn.
Do you know who Ruth Gordon is, Evelyn? I'm just curious.
No
there's
idea.
no way she could know.
I just wanted her to come through with that. Did you know who?
Oh, there's no way she could know.
No, well, okay, so I do know, like, my parents are, like, older, so I know, like, I feel like I have a general good idea.
Yeah, but that's an obscure one. That's not your fault. You know, she's in, a couple of movies that this Rosemary's Baby, which is terrific, and Harold and Maude, which I think she won an Oscar for. Or maybe it was Rosemary's Baby. And, My Bodyguard. There was like 3 movies that you know her from.
She was like.
And she's in this amazing Taxi episode. You remember that one where she started paying Alex to go out with her?
No.
Oh, that's a good. She won an Emmy for that, I believe.
But I do know her. I remember when I was a kid, I remember thinking, this woman is pretty like popular for her age.
Yeah,
that's what I kept thinking.
Yeah.
So Evelyn, let's take a moment right now to read some of our reviews of the podcast.
Yeah, so we have one that came from a listener and someone who joins us on the live stream occasionally, Stace Williams, who said, "Marina and team, just writing to say thanks for Friends Like Us. The episode that dropped today, which I believe is the most recent episode, was a perfect example of the reasons I listen. A great group of friends, wide-ranging topics, Jeopardy hosts, dicks on the MTA, climate change, the complexities of being friends with imperfect people who behave badly, Haiti, Alfonso Ribeiro, fibroids in the medical establishment, colorism and voting rights among them. And always wit, insight, vulnerability, and emotion that Marina brings herself and elicits so naturally from her guests. I laugh, I cry, I shake my head and my fists, and I feel connected and better informed. Though I love my home in Colorado, you make me wish I still lived in the New York City area. Marina, go kill it at Lincoln Center. If it's ever safe to tour again, I hope you'll come to Denver, where you always have a friend of Friends Like Us. Be well and happy. I'm going to go wash my dirty little hands. Much love, Stace." So that's really lovely.
Yeah.
I don't think she's joining us today, but
how rude.
Thank you so much. And then to follow that up, that lovely message up, we just had a comment on our the Friends Like Us Instagram from a friend of the show, someone who's been on, Holly Harper, who said, "Friends Like Us always rocks," with a bunch of heart emojis. So yeah, we got a lot of really nice reviews this week.
Oh, that is so sweet. I cried on this one.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's very sweet.
It was because, we had Leanne on and I haven't seen her since her mom passed. And she really documented on Instagram her mom with, Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, the way she documents it, even as I was listening to my own podcast and editing it, I started to tear up again. And I said on the show, I said, I don't know why I'm crying, but I think the way that she documented it on Instagram was she showed her mother's like last letter to her friend, where she's like, "I'm losing myself." And that just stayed with me. And Leanne in the podcast, she's so like beautiful in the way she talks about her parents. Like she's not set back in depression. You know what I mean? She's still like very much so a comic where she has like a lot of jokes sprinkled in the story. And she really gives like, she puts a highlight to it without making it too, heavy. And it's just, I always looked at someone who can do that. And I think that's honorable.
Yeah.
But,
So
let's just say it's very unprofessional to cry on your podcast, but whatever. It's I can't help myself. What's the matter with me?
I was like, any second now. Any second now, he's going to jump in here. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. Let me put my glasses on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks. Donnell says it was a great episode. I call it the fibroid episode. I was going to title it that, but I was like, maybe not. I didn't know they could grow on the outside. Yeah. Of the uterus. The more you know. Yeah. Yes.
He also knew the taxi episode I was talking about too.
I know, but I knew you were waiting for me to put that.
No, I didn't think you would. I was going to let it go. But
you and Donnell are really good friends.
Yeah.
I love
Just sending some love your way. Thank you, Eric Joppy. I think you are outstanding, and thank you for being you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the people who like me. They're good people.
No kidding.
They are.
Well, of course they love you. Why wouldn't you like them?
Just so you know, I won at Fortnite before logging on today.
That's so exciting.
Mateo and Yamanika?
Well, no, I play by myself sometimes. Oh. And I won, and this is my character. Wait.
Got that right, Donnell.
Can you see her?
Is that what's that term you use when you were doing that script? Shake-a-boom?
Shake-a-dang-dang,
yeah,
which is
that's
my new corporation.
Shake-a-dang-dang.
Yeah, when I win, it's like it feels so good.
Shake-a-dang-dang.
And I was like, I took him out. Yeah, that's my new corporation. Juskow is Shake-a-dang-dang Corp.
Brilliant.
That's a great name.
So smart.
Is it?
I love it.
Yeah,
I was going to call it DACA Boat.
Obviously, that's stuck in my head. What did you read me that script 10 years ago? Stuck in my head.
Shake-a-dang-dang.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's brilliant. That's a great production company. And then you should have that little thing you just played as the, like when you always have a movie and they have all those things before it actually starts. That should be your Fortnite character should backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Should be the
Look at you and Donnell. Jessica and I hate all the same stuff.
Yay.
Let's see. Nice. Let's see. Here we go. Nice to see you all. Hey, Robin. I just arrived home in Sweden from England. My daughter collected me from the airport and has now headed off for a night on the town. There's a Swedish horror movie that I watched recently that was actually pretty good. On Netflix now, they the mouths aren't with the words.
They dub it.
Yeah,
they
dub it. I saw a Freud show like that, which was really good. What's it called? The Swedish one?
I don't know. I've got to look it up.
There was one I saw. I think it's called Freud. It was like 8 episodes. It was really good. I think it's German, but they just try and match it up the best they can. It was very, very entertaining.
Oh, thank you. My Saturday night internet company, always a nice, friendly vibe. Have you been here since Juskow?
I don't know if he has.
And she must be very pretty. She's
Robin.
Swedish.
He.
Oh, it's a he? Yeah, but Swedish guys are really hot too. Did you hear about that guy that I saw at that party 2 weeks ago and I can't stop thinking about him?
I don't think you told us about that.
Oh God, his name is Joe Massey. He's so hot. And the thing is that he knew my name and used it in a sentence, and I'll fall for that every time, whether it's a girl or a boy. I'm an idiot.
By the way, Dave Juskow's sexuality, I don't know if you guys have all noticed, is very, we don't all know what's going on.
Well,
very fluid.
Pretty positive I'm not gay. I mean, I've really looked into this, but I guess I have crushes on guys once in a blue moon, just like anybody else.
No matter.
I'm just the only person that admits them, so I don't care. But I don't think I would. I don't think I'd make out with them or anything. But I've had to look into this. When you're single for this long, you have to You have to look in. You have to look hard. I mean, it was definitely, really had a crush on John Bon Jovi for a long time. Mostly guys that look like girls. So what does that mean? I don't know.
Yes, Ted says Swedish guys are really hot too.
They are. All Swedish people are good looking.
Yeah. Well, we do have to, I'm sorry, some of you have joined us late. We're going to leave in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I got to go to this gay party. Ooh, I see what you're saying. Oh my goodness.
Do you? You know what Keith said recently? He said that I bully lesbian women, like strong lesbian one. He says I bully them and I tell them
have
what
a lot
to
of
do.
lesbian friends.
Because I don't. They're
In
just
fact,
my
that's all your
friends.
friends. I haven't met one that's straight besides Lois. Everyone that came with you to the hospital was a lesbian.
They're just my friends. I don't think of
They're
it.
always
a little
prepared.
Odd, a little odd.
Juskow, when are you? Ashley wants to know when are you?
Oh, actually, Thursday.
Nowhere.
September
He's
2nd.
nowhere.
No, Thursday, September 2nd at the West Side Comedy Club. It's actually not a horrible show. I've little Danny Natterman, Tom Takar, and Jeff Ross is going to be there too. The Roastmaster General. My friend Olga, who Marina doesn't care for very much, and my friend Elon.
I never said I didn't like.
I know, I'm just kidding around. But it should be a fun show. I made it small because I didn't think anybody would show up. It's the Thursday before Labor Day. My next show will be on a Wednesday. I'm changing to Wednesday nights, October 6th. But for now, September 2nd at West Side Comedy Club.
When are you going to do? You know how you do like a story thing at the Cellar?
Let me, they're not ready, I guess, to produce shows at the Cellar. I've been asking. They won't let me.
You mean at the Village Underground?
Yeah, at the Village Underground. They won't let me. They're not ready to produce shows yet, I guess. And I've asked for the Pussycat, and they said they're basically between Robert Kelly and Colin, and not just you, but I'm saying, they're letting people run their hours and stuff. They don't have room for me anymore at this juncture.
That's too bad, because tell them what you used to do. The Christmas show and
September 2nd.
Oh,
is that really a huge Black holiday?
Natterman will be there?
Yeah, Natterman. I used to do these readings for like The Godfather or Love Actually and Goodfellas and Christmas Carol. And I would change the dialogue. So I'd take The Godfather and change the dialogue. So where they're like, and at that meeting, you'll be assassinated. And then Natterman plays Al Pacino and he goes, well, I'm not going to go to that meeting. So it was just stuff like that. But it was all the comics in it. We had a really good time. Marina was mad at me because I am a very strict director and I need timely people there on time.
I was on time.
I know. I was just kidding around.
But, I remember I was like, this is you as a director?
I got a lot of people angry at me because we would come in at 6:00. The show was at 8. So, yeah, I mean, I would be a little like, come on, let's do it. Because otherwise stuff doesn't get done. People are very lazy. It's not just people, but comics aren't used to doing that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we do these readings. They were great and super fun and everybody seemed to like them. I just stopped doing it because they weren't as we did Grease. You weren't in it, but Judy Gold played Rizzo, and Mateo played Frenchie, and how is that not awesome? I played Danny Zuko, and we sang, "Oh Sandy, baby, Sandy hurt me real bad, and someday, forever, I kiss and wonder why you left me."
Oh, Sandy.
Yeah, so we do the musicals too. Like I said, we did Love Actually during Christmas, which was super fun with Natterman as Hugh Grant, and I would play. Who's the guy who's like, "Oh God, don't tell me you have some 6-foot t-shirt wearing boyfriend overorder on the hors d'oeuvres." What's that guy? Alan Rickman. I played the Alan Rickman part. I've been singing. I love singing.
He loves singing. Well, guys, we do have to go. I do want to say, and Evelyn,
is that true?
Did your show
Slam Day?
No.
Or am I doing the one from History of the World you talk about, Donna? And that's the Ethiopian Shim Sham.
Evelyn, did your show happen at Broadway yet? No, not yet. It's happening in October. I will be there October 14th.
All right.
The show I believe is at 6:30.
On Simchas Torah?
Don't talk through her moment.
Sorry, it's a tradition.
At 6:30, you can get tickets on their website. Yeah, it'll be the New York Queer Comedy Fest. There are multiple nights of it, so you should come the night that I'm on, but also the other nights. A lot of hilarious comics all my friends are on. So yeah, that'll be happening. I'm excited about it.
And Scooby, yes, I used to get laid all the time, and now then you get old, and what are you gonna do? Now I'd rather have a nice dinner.
So also for Juskow, where can they repeat? Or no, you already told them.
Well, actually, I'm starting this new show with the seller. This is the stupidest thing on September 7th, Tuesday, September 7th, which actually is
Rosh
Rosh Hashanah,
Hashanah.
but I'm pretending it's going to be after, towards sundown, so it's okay. I'm letting myself think that.
13 days.
I was doing a football show all last season, like where we make picks and stuff with all these great people. I mean, what an eclectic sort of people. I have Larry from Three's Company and David Yazbek, who writes musicals on Broadway, and David Wayne, and we all make football picks, right? So it's kind of fun. And I'm expanding it this year because I'm with this sports company. So I'm actually doing 6 to 8 live on YouTube through the Comedy Cellar Nightly channel every Tuesday, and we're taking phone calls. So this should be ridiculous. And the guys were like, "You sure you want to do 2 hours? What if nobody calls?" I'm like, "That's going to be the hilarious part." So
no, I think my people will call.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, if you want to be on the first day, at the 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock hour, I have more. It's more comedy than the football part. From 6 to 7, we kind of make the picks, and then
I
kind
love
of
how
like
they're
the other
trashing you.
I love it, so I don't mind. That doesn't bother me.
Someone is into eyebrows. Oh my god,
They're into lots of stuff. You'd be very surprised.
Larry,
you should see who my sister finds attractive. My God, and Sarah Silverman, quite frankly.
Donnell,
they find some of the ugliest men I've ever seen attractive.
Donnell is shocked that you know
Larry.
Larry.
From Three's Company.
Yeah,
he's great.
He does.
Richard Klein. We're like friends, and it's like a dream come true that we're friends in this lifetime. I can't tell you. And John Ritter's ex-wife, Amy Yazbek, is on the show too sometimes. It's very exciting to be friends with these people for a guy like me that worships sitcoms.
Are you broadcasting from the Regal Beagle?
We had Larry.
There's a love affair happening.
We had him in The Godfather playing Sollozzo, and of course we used the Regal. He's like, "I want you to meet me at the Regal Beagle. We'll have the meeting. The meeting will be set. It'll be at the Regal Beagle." So yes, we use all those lines, of course, because So anyway, that's what I have going on starting Tuesday, September 7th.
Nice.
And my regular podcast, The Night Fly, which is all the ridiculousness, which people seem to like because I've noticed that they like the stories about New York City. I have a lot of people from out of town, and they appreciate the New York City stories about an old man making his way through the big city, trying to act like he's 25. So.
And now, Jessica, I want you to tell us all why and how you started comedy. No, I'm joking.
Well,
no.
How much time?
So Marina Franklin here. You guys always know you can go to my website, marinayfranklin.com. Also, remember September 15th, I'll be headlining. I'll be doing an hour of at least like 80 to 20% tried, true, new material. Some old material will be sprinkled in there for fun. Some things, like I say, they grow old jokes. They grow, they turn into different, they morph into even a different joke. So I love experimenting even with my old material. So come hang out. Von DiCarlo, who you know from the Friends Like Us podcast, will be there. And also make sure to check out Friends Like Us podcast. This week, like I said, we have Pat Brown, Leanne Lord, Noye Brown West, and next week coming out.
You're not taking a week off? Like, this is the time usually people take a week off.
We can't really. I try to not take a week off because I think it's really important to keep the podcast.
Well, I agree.
Going
I'm just saying, like, before Labor Day, it's like, is it worth putting out a new, a show?
I always put out, because people always have something. There's always something in the news cycle that's really good, even for Labor Day. But maybe I should take a week off.
I very rarely take a week off too. I take it off between the Labor Day holiday and Christmas and New Year's, because sometimes you want to take a week off and a little recharge a tiny bit. Come back blasting,
And also, I heard that.
Well, I'm just saying it's not a bad idea sometimes to just recharge.
What do you mean? Evelyn's gonna be old too one day?
That's
That's what threw me off. I was like, what?
He's being polite to me.
The most consistent. Thank you, Fawcett. The most consistent podcast. Yeah, I try to keep it consistent. That is something I am very proud of. And actually, this Monday we're going to be recording with the same doctor that we had early on in the podcast to talk about the vaccine and some myths. And there is definitely like a lot of myths out there. I had a close friend of mine, send me some information with a doctor that was talking some myths about this vaccine. I looked him up. because this is what people do nowadays. They'll send you something that justifies their belief, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I usually can't even look at this stuff, but I happened to look at it. And I was like, wait, give me this person's name. I looked them up. And this person said that masks can cause cancer and diabetes. And I was like, all right, look, let me do a screenshot of the person you just recklessly threw at me as for information justifying your belief. And now let me screenshot what they said. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't do that conspiracy theory thing. I know I'm sounding like Mrs. Fossey right now, but we have someone that is actually knows what they're talking about who's going to be on the podcast. I try to get the experts because Marina, as smart as I am, I don't know everything. But anyway, we do have to go. I want to thank you all for joining us again for another live stream of us talking about the Friends Like Us podcast with Dave Juskow, Evelyn Frick, and Marina Franklin. Now, while you're asking about Dan Natterman has a book. So I would go and check out his site.
Ira Spiro, I believe. Ira Spiro, I think it's called. We're
going to be talking about his book today at the Comedy Cellar and having him promote more about his book. So he wrote a book. So I think that's really good.
I'm halfway through. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's totally him. He's trying to be somebody else, but it's clearly him and his material.
All right, guys. So thank you so much, Juskow, and we're signing off. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well, that ought to hold the little bastards for. Damn it, we didn't get off.